Greetings, seekers of the unknown, and welcome to this realm of revelations and mysteries. Today, we will venture down less trodden paths, exploring secrets that defy conventional understanding. Before we delve into this enigma, allow me to share a maxim that will guide our journey. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. These words, steeped in esoteric meaning, remind us that true will is the key to unraveling the fabric of the universe. On this channel, we will embark together on a quest for hidden truths, challenging the boundaries of the known. This is a space for those yearning for self-knowledge, for the courageous who wish to plunge into the abyss of understanding. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on upcoming revelations and share your reflections in the comments below. Here, we will build a community of esoteric explorers, sharing our experiences and learning from one another. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. May these words resonate in your minds as we unveil together the secrets that lie beyond the veil of reality. May this journey be filled with discoveries and enlightenment. Let us then enter the realms of the unknown. This is our sanctuary of hidden wisdom. Welcome to the eternal quest for truth. Greetings, seekers of the occult and navigators of the depths of being. Today, you stand before one of the most enigmatic and transformative concepts in esoteric tradition, the abyss. This notion is not merely an abstraction, but a fundamental spiritual reality, a critical point of transition that all seekers of truth must face at some stage of their journey. The abyss, in many ways, represents the greatest challenge for an initiate, a profound test of the soul, for here they will be forced to confront their own shadows and face the limitations of their perception. Prepare yourself, for what follows is a deep dive into the depths of being and the cosmos. The abyss is not a mere metaphor or a vague esoteric abstraction. It is a real presence, a force that separates the different levels of existence and consciousness. Its image appears in many mystical traditions, but perhaps it is in Kabbalah and Hermeticism that its definition and function are most clearly explained. The abyss is seen as the gap between lower knowledge and higher wisdom, between the material and the spiritual. It represents the boundary where the ego and the external world cease to exist as we know them, and the true process of inner transformation begins. To cross the abyss, the initiate must leave behind all preconceived notions, all the arrogance of their own ego, and surrender to the total mystery of the universe. The abyss is not simply a geographical or psychological space, but a representation of the very nature of consciousness itself. The concept of the abyss is deeply tied to our limited understanding of the cosmos and our role within it. It is the space where all personal attachments, identities, and mental constructs are broken down. In this process, the initiate must confront not only external challenges, but also the core of their own being. It is said that only before the abyss can one face the truth of their own existence. Consciousness, when viewed through the lens of the abyss, reveals its duality. One part is the eternal essence, the divine aspect that is pure and untouched by the machinations of the mind. The other part is the conditioned self, the ego, and the mind that are bound to the illusions of time and space. When the initiate crosses the abyss, they must dissolve the influence of the ego, the false self that clings to separation and illusion. It is in this dissolution that the true nature of consciousness can be revealed, one that transcends the limitations of the individual and merges with the cosmic whole. In some traditions, the abyss is seen as a teacher, but this is not a teacher in the conventional sense, as it does not teach with words or lessons. Instead, the abyss teaches through experience. It strips the initiate of their illusions and forces them to face the raw truth of existence. For this reason, the abyss can be compared to a spiritual crucible, a place where only the pure can survive. What is false within the nature of the initiate is burned away, leaving behind the true essence of who they are. Many seek to avoid the abyss, fearing its intensity and the darkness it seems to represent. But in truth, it is the most important phase of the mystical journey. Those who avoid it may never realize the fullness of their potential or the depth of their true spiritual nature. For it is through crossing the abyss that the initiate gains the clarity and strength necessary to transcend the limitations of the ego and achieve union with the divine. The abyss is not merely a philosophical concept, it has a very specific place in the tree of life in Kabbalah. The abyss is the space between the spheres of Chokmah, wisdom, and Bina, understanding, and it separates intellect from higher spiritual consciousness. This abyss is significant because it is where knowledge transcends into true wisdom. Chokmah and Bina represent two of the higher intellectual spheres on the tree of life, and they are connected by the abyss. However, this connection is not straightforward. There is no direct path between the two spheres. The abyss must be crossed to truly understand the knowledge contained within these spheres. The abyss, in its symbolic form, represents the vastness that exists between human intellect and divine wisdom. It is in this space that the initiate must suspend their understanding of the world and allow themselves to be open to higher forms of knowledge. This requires the total surrender of all preconceived notions and beliefs which are constructs of the ego. The abyss is the limit that the initiate must cross to access the higher wisdom that lies beyond. Crossing the abyss is also an essential part of the initiatory process in many esoteric traditions. Initiates seeking to attain higher spiritual knowledge must first pass through the abyss as part of their inner work. This process is often described as a series of tests and trials where the initiate must face their deepest fears and inner conflicts. The abyss, in this context, represents the final test of the initiate's readiness for spiritual transformation. It is a rite of passage, a moment of profound transformation where the spiritual capacities of the initiate are tested. In initiation, the abyss often represents the final obstacle, the last step before achieving union with the divine. Initiates must confront their deepest fears and desires to cross this portal. But the abyss is not just a trial, it is also a form of spiritual alchemy, where the soul of the initiate is purified through the process of crossing it. The result is a new spiritual being, one who has transcended the ego and is ready to align with the divine will. On a broader level, the abyss represents the dynamic tension between order and chaos in the universe. It is the place where the forces of light and darkness, creation and destruction meet. This is a space where the universe is in a constant state of flux, where every moment contains the potential for creation or dissolution. The abyss symbolizes the ever-changing nature of reality, the eternal cycle of birth and death of all things in the cosmic cycle. Crossing the abyss is not only a personal journey, but a cosmic one. It represents the eternal dance between order and chaos, between the known and the unknown. The initiate who crosses the abyss becomes a participant in this cosmic dance, no longer a passive observer of the world, but an active force within it. In this sense, the abyss is both a personal and a universal experience. It is the boundary between the individual and the cosmos, between the human and the divine. Finally, what awaits on the other side of the abyss is not simply a void, but a new reality, a higher state of being and consciousness. Once the initiate crosses the abyss, they are no longer bound by the limitations of the ego. They have achieved a state of union with the divine, but this union is not a fusion. It is the realization that the ego and the divine are one. Through this realization, the initiate becomes one with the all, aware of their true nature and of the universe as a whole. They are no longer a separate being, but a manifestation of divine force. The abyss is not merely a one-time event in the mystical journey. It is an ongoing process of self-discovery and spiritual growth. It is the gateway to true wisdom and spiritual freedom, and only those willing to face it with courage and determination can access its transformative power. The abyss represents the death of the ego, the destruction of illusion, and the final union with the divine. It is the beginning of the journey, not its end. By crossing it, the initiate enters a new phase of their existence, one where the light of knowledge and wisdom shines more brightly than ever. May this video serve as a guide for those who seek the light. The journey of the spirit is the greatest of adventures. At Aleister Crowley's diary, we will continue to explore the mysteries and share knowledge with all those who seek the truth. Until next time, seekers. As we conclude this journey through the veils of knowledge, allow me to share one last reflection before we part ways. Love is the law, love under will. These transcendental words resonate in the essence of our existence, a constant reminder that even in the shadows of the unknown, the power of love is the light that guides our path. The pursuit of truth, the exploration of mysteries, all of it is permeated by the fabric of love, intricately woven with our deepest will. As you venture forth on your own journeys, may love be your compass and will, your flame. I thank you for sharing this time in this sanctuary of wisdom. May the revelations we've uncovered together inspire you to continue your quest for knowledge and truth. Until our next encounter in the corridors of mystery, may love and will always be with you.